Hey Virgo, welcome to this timeless reading. I'm getting the sense that you are opening up. We have the castle here for your overall archetype for this reading, and it came out upside down. The card is very Virgo to me. It's very stable, healthy, right? Look at all that green. And yeah, beautiful. I mean, look at that rose. It's at the top. This is how the card normally looks with the closed eye at the top, being kind of shut out. But with the rose at the top here blooming, this suggests to me that there is an unfolding. There's an opening up of maybe what was closed off before, coming from within too. As you can see, that rose is within this border of pearls. So yeah, and castle, very regal, very elegant, valuable. It's a result of the seeds that you planted. You had the seed come out sideways like this. And to me, that's like, this is like the beginning, right? So it has progressed. Yeah, and then the nectar underneath that. You've tapped into something very sweet, an energy source that is helping you to blossom in some way. So yeah, this energy, it feels very nice right off the bat, so I'm excited to get deeper into it. My name is Shane, this is the Cup Night channel, and this is a timeless reading for Virgo. Whenever you found this is when you were meant to find it. If the message is not working for you, then feel free to leave it alone. You're welcome to hang out even if you think it's not for you and you just find this interesting. This is for anyone who feels attracted to Virgo energy. You don't have to have significant placements in your chart in Virgo. You could have nothing in the constellation of Virgo in your chart, and that's fine. This could still be for you. All right. So, that being said, let's get into it. This is my custom tarot app that I built. I'm actually working on making this available to the public. Yeah, but for right now, this is just running locally on my machine, and I'm going to use this to do your reading. So I did get a card to use as a spacer, and it felt relevant, so I kept it. It was the Page of Pentacles. So yeah, this is curiosity, study, right? Looking at something in depth, very kind of Virgo energy, something new, right? Something exciting, fresh. I'm going to get another one to go for your overall energy here. Seven of Cups. Wow, yeah, many choices, lots of options, very Neptunian kind of energy here. So I see you looking into the depths, into the specifics of things that are unfamiliar to you, and maybe lots of different things that work together. Potentially doing something online, maybe doing some research online into things that you can actually put your time and energy into, something solid, right? Something that has actual value that exists maybe already in this world, but you're like refining it or looking into other options on how to use it. Something like that, something that's new for you in your life. So yeah, that's pretty cool overall energy for you, Virgo. Let's see what we got going on. These are the astrological houses 1 through 12. And I'm just going to draw a card for each one, maybe a couple cards depending. And we're going to go through and get a really in-depth overview of what's going on with your energy right now. So in the first house, we have pencil. So this to me, pencils are what? They're tools for creating, for writing, for drawing, for, yeah, studying even, right? Like I said, doing some research, looking into options. So I definitely see you being in this kind of studious energy, or maybe even like a creative energy. Maybe you're doing some creative writing, some creative drawing, those kinds of things. But the pencil is a tool for creation nonetheless. And it's in your first house, which is all about you, the self, right? How you see yourself, how you feel about yourself, and maybe how other people see you as well. So let's draw a card here. King of Cups, yeah. Yep. You are very like just stoic at this time. This is showing me that you're very intensely focusing on something, which for Virgo makes a lot of sense, right? Getting deep into the details and not letting your emotions get the best of you while you're doing it. You're very in control of your emotional state at this time. I'm going to do these together. The opposite of the first house is the seventh house. So this is everything outside of self, people, places, things, right? Anything that is not you, that you don't see as you. Though it is just a mirror, right? Ultimately, everything is less. We're not going to get into all that right now. But anyway, we have furniture. Furniture is interesting because it is something humans create and so that we can just like live on it or in it, right? We put our things inside dressers, we lay on beds, we sit on couches, we lay on couches, we sit in chairs. Furniture is interesting. It provides us comfort and a place to kind of like congregate together, right? And in the seventh house, this is all about your connection to others and to things. So I think the emphasis here is actually on things since we have a thing coming through, right? Furniture. So let's see what we get. King of Pentacles. Wow. King of Cups, King of Pentacles. Water and earth. Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Yeah, you're super solid in your actions right now. King's the male aspect, right, is all about action doing, right? So the things that you are doing in a very stable way. Like extremely stable way, which is great to see. Yeah, I don't think anything else really needs to be said about that. It's funny that furniture came through here. See, he's got a throne. They both have thrones. So there's kind of an emphasis on seems like chairs here. Types of chairs. The place where you sit, your seat, right? Hmm. Let's keep going. Second house. This is things that you value. And that doesn't have to be just physical things. Could be like emotionally value, morally value, ethically value, all kinds of stuff. But we have governor. So I'm assuming this is referring to you again because you have King of Pentacles, King of Cups. Like you're the governor of your values, right? And that's true for everyone. But there's a big emphasis on here that you've kind of stepped into this role, this position, right? You've taken this throne for yourself. Maybe that's how others are kind of seeing you at this time as well. In some way. Let's see. Seven of Swords. Interesting. So the seven, like I said, kind of implies something outside of self. And it looks like there's some tactics, there's some planning going on here. Potentially something sneaky. I wonder, is this you or someone else around you? Let's see. Let me get another one. Six of Cups. Huh. Close connections, past connections. I'm not really sure what's going on here, Virgo. This is kind of changing things a bit. Six of Cups, Seven of Swords. Past deception. Past tactics, past planning. Governor. I might have to come back to this one. It's a bit sneaky, right? Seven of Swords. It's kind of, I'm not really sure what's going on here. Let me draw one more. I'll put it above here. Three of Swords. Wow, okay. Heartbreak from the past. Scheming and heartbreak from the past. Governor. I might have to get 4 for this one. This is so mysterious. Okay, let's see here. I mean, I don't think this is you. You're showing up as this, like, very upright, doing things for yourself, right? Kind of vibe here. right? Being curious, looking into your options, dreaming, right? Using what you have in new ways. And then we have this coming through, heartbreak and deception from the past. Let me get one more. King of Swords. Wow, so we have 3 kings on the table now. Cups, swords, pentacles, just missing the King of Wands. Huh. I feel there must have been someone around you who was plotting. This feels recent. So much mental energy here. Yeah, plotting, scheming, acting from a place of hurt. This King of Swords, acting from a place of hurt. This feels like someone else. Someone you have a close connection with. Essentially somebody who is in a position of power, right? We have governor here in the second house. That's about values. Somebody who has control over some kind of value in your life. Doesn't have to be financial or material, but it very well could be. Second house is ruled by Taurus, which is very physical sign, right? Sensual earth sign. Okay, let's keep going. We might have to come back and revisit this later, but let's see. Third house, 10. I thought this was interesting that an element came up, and I looked it up from the Royal Society of Chemistry. They have some interesting photos that go along with their periodic table element entries, and this is the one for 10. Oh, whoops. Well, here, let me just zoom in on this. I was going to show you. Actually, I bet I can. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so apparently this is the alchemical symbol, one of the alchemical symbols for 10. And this is supposed to be a tin can, and it's like reflected. The surface is reflected, the environment is reflected on itself, the symbol even reflects itself. So there's this idea of reflection here. It makes me think as above, so below, right? The Hermetic principle, as within, so without. A mirror. So big emphasis on the 7th house again. Yeah. Tin is, we've known about it for a very long time, discovered in approximately 2100 BC, so it's something ancient, something very useful. It's used in a lot of coatings and things like that. It's often used as an alloy to improve the function of other elements, of other metals. Third house, this is about curiosity, Gemini energy. It shares your ruling planet Mercury, right? Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so is Gemini. So let's get a card here, see what's going on. Oh my god. Reflection of heartbreak. Huh. So there's a connection here to the second house. And tin is a valuable resource. It's very important. It's mostly mined in China and Indonesia, I believe. I actually set it on here. Let's see. Natural abundance. Yeah, mainly found in the tin belt stretching through China, Thailand, and Indonesia. It is also mined in Peru, Bolivia, and Brazil. It is obtained commercially by reducing the ore with a coal in a furnace. Huh. Get another one. 6 of Pentacles. Airing. This can also be, some people see it as breadcrumbing, which is essentially someone giving you just enough to keep you around, keep you useful to them, right? But not giving you what you're truly worth. That's kind of the energy I'm getting here with the Three of Swords, Six of Pentacles combo. And it's tying back to this deception from the past related to value and a reflective element. Hmm. How does this relate to you, Virgo? What happened? Maybe this is also your overall energy. I'm seeing this in two ways now. One, you're actively working on things. Two, you might actually be looking into a confusing situation that seems to be going on here in your that has a lot to do with your second house. All right. I'm also seeing this as I'm going to go global for a second here. There could be something going on with 10, and the third house is all about curiosity and looking into things, so I might actually look further into like the global supply chain of 10 to see what's going on, if there's like a shortage or something. Because this kind of giving me like shortage vibes as well. Look, he's giving some literally crumbs to this person, but not to this person. Although this person is implied to have resources already, right? This is a wallet here in their pocket. They don't really need it, right? This is supposed to be a balanced, kind of fair way of managing resources. But there's like grief here associated with this. So to me, it's giving like supply shortage vibes for 10. I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's go. Let's keep going. Fourth house. This is your foundations related to Cancer. And we have Queen. Yeah, I mean, this is literally the castle. You're the queen of your castle. Also the king, apparently. You're very balanced right now. Let's see. Despite whatever happened in the past. Yeah, Knight of Cups. You have a lot to offer other people, and I think you realize that, and you're starting to do it now. Like I said, you're opening up. You're blossoming. You're showing what value you have to offer to the world. Yeah, I don't think I really need to say much else about that one. That one's beautiful. All right, let's go to the fifth house. We have Yak. I thought of this in two ways. One, Yak isn't like vomiting, right? And then two, a yak as in the animal, which yaks are related to like cows and bulls. They're bison, right? Bovine family. They are mainly found in the Tibetan mountains, I believe. I did read a little bit about them on Wikipedia here because I'm not super familiar, but they look really cool. I mean, look, they're very beautiful. They're very strong, enduring animals, just like cows. And it's funny because you have cow in the ninth house too. So it's so for the fire signs, 1 Aries, pencil, 9 Sagittarius, cow, 5 Leo, yak. So there's some kind of a through line here about something about looking into these domesticated animals, right? Because pencil, that's like taking notes. And we have something going on here, something deceptive from the past, taking notes related to animals, essentially farm animals. Yaks are also considered to be farm animals, I believe. They're used in much the same way as like cows and bulls are, just in a different part of the world. That's interesting. Okay, this is all starting to come together now. But even despite that, the spiritual symbolism here of the yak and the cow is that of strength and endurance. It's Taurus, right? And we have a huge emphasis on the second house here, right? Strength and endurance. Persisting through confusion. Finding what has the details, right? Finding what has actual merit, evidence. Yeah. Okay. One thing I want to say here is it's obvious that you are very strong right now, that you've like realized your worth, your value, and you're like working and focusing on things that matter to you. But there's also this like a B story playing out alongside of all of this where you're having to kind of like keep an eye on something going on around you. A close connection that's like plotting and scheming and doing things maybe not for their own benefit to the detriment of the group, right? Whatever that means for you. Whatever your group is, whether that be family or a friend group or some kind of community you're involved in. Either way, yeah, there's something off going on around you. It seems like it might have something to do with animals, specifically like domesticated animals. So let's get a card for Yak. Before I draw a card, fifth house can also be about drama. And when I was saying yak as in like vomiting, right? Like I'm gonna yak, right? Whatever's going on could make you feel sick. It could be making you feel sick to your stomach. All right, let's get a card. Again, holy crap. 3 times now the Three of Swords. 3, 3, 3. Yak. Yeah, there's something not great going on here. I'm also seeing you. Fifth house is about creativity and personal expression, right? Which I said you're blossoming, right? So I see you using whatever pain you've had and whatever pain you may be experiencing related to this other situation as a source of power. And also vomiting is sorry to keep talking about it so much, but it is an expression, right? It's a I'm almost hearing like word vomit. It's almost like you swords are about communication too. They can be. So I mean it could be mental holding it inside, but let's get another one to see what else. 9 of Cups, yeah. 9 of Cups is very solo energy, but it's like being self-assured, right? Emotionally self-assured. Like I said, you're creating from a place of power. You're using this pain and turning it into power, something to display, to show others. Like, look what I overcame. Huh. Okay, let's keep going. Sixth house. This is your house, Virgo. It's all about health and service to others and how those things are related, right? They're intertwined. Can't really help others out too much if you're not healthy yourself. Let's see. Degree. The degree of something, right? To what degree is something going on? To what degree are you of service? To what degree is it affecting your health? Let's get a card. Sun. Oops. Let me turn the censored versions on. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's a very healthy sign, right? The sun in the sixth house. And this is you, once again, this is an energy of creativity and expression, right? I mean, look, this child is just like naked on a horse, just like, here I am, world, check me out. I'm beautiful and new and exciting, right? I bring truth and clarity with my actions. Degree. Hmm. To what degree are you sharing this light of yours with others? Get another one. 5 of Cups. This reading is so weird. It's it's like you are just like feeling yourself. You're feeling really good, right? You're the queen of your own castle. You're the king of your actions, right? Very embodied. And then there's all this like grief and sadness around you, and you're feeling it, obviously. Huh. It's almost like this dichotomy of I'm getting you coming through as very healthy, and then someone around you as very not healthy, operating from a place of just like complete and utter despair and grief. And I mean, Five of Cups in the sixth house, that's like finding out bad news about your health, right? As a result of what was done in the past, right? Look, Three of Cups on the ground. Three of Cups is an energy of partying, too much alcohol, perhaps, maybe affecting someone, or too many substances, a degree. But I don't think this is you. Someone around you. You're coming through as very healthy. Healthy, and yet having to like feel this around you. This sadness, this grief, disappointment, regret, sickness. Yeah. I just realized I was gonna go from like the mirror houses and I didn't do it. Every time I say I'm gonna do it, I always end up just going straight across the board. Oh well. It was meant to be. Okay, let's move on. So we did the seventh house already. Let's go to the eighth house. We have camera. Ooh. In the eighth house is like secrets. Camera. Secret camera. Secret evidence, maybe? Photo evidence, perhaps? Or video? Let's see. Tower. Oh, yeah. This. Okay. Somebody has like photo or video evidence that is. It's hidden right now, but it's explosive. It is like. I mean, right underneath the second house, too, where we have all this shady stuff going on here. Okay, let's get one more. Yeah, conflict. Five of wands. Lots of energy here. I mean, the lightning bolt and then wands. That's fire, fiery energy. Okay, well, it seems there is some proof here of something related to this King of Swords. Man, I didn't expect your reading to be hijacked by this other person, but it really is. Like, it's just, I mean, it possibly because it could be something you've been dealing with for a while, and it's just been very confusing and hard, and you're not really sure what to do with what you're seeing, right? Yeah. All right. Let's keep moving forward. So we have some kind of somebody has some kind of like photo or video proof of something that is like a shocking that would cause like a big upset, a big controversy, conflict. All right, let's go to the ninth house. We have cow. Just like I said, yak. Now we're at cow. So it's funny, the Tibetans, the word in their language, I believe it's pronounced yag, and it refers specifically to a male, uh, yak, and females are called like nags or something like that, like GNAG. So we have like a male bovine animal, right? And then now we have a female bovine animal in the ninth house. And the ninth house is about like things you don't aren't familiar with, right? Like foreign concepts, foreign travel, also like higher learning, like college. So let's see. Knight of Pentacles, slow moving energy, but very reliable and steady. What about this Knight of Pentacles? Queen of Pentacles, Knight and the Queen. Ah, and the cow. I mean, this reading is very heavy on the Taurus energy, right? I mean, the second house, like I said, it has had to draw the most cards for that one. Is the most intriguing one for sure. And now, I mean, this connection here. Queen of Pentacles, ninth house, cow. Knight of Pentacles, ninth house, cow. I'm getting that, like, it's like somebody you don't know has something related to your situation, right? Ninth house, like I said, this is like foreign ideas, foreign people, foreign concepts, foreign travel, right? And that doesn't necessarily mean they're not from your country. It's just like somebody you're not familiar with. Like they have something and they've been holding on to it. Like they're moving with it, right? But very slowly, very methodically. Could be related to this evidence here. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going. 10th house, mine. This is Capricorn energy. This is your public image and works in the world, right? What you're known for, those kinds of things. We have mine. Mine, mining, right? Digging. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Two of Swords, going within. Using your intellect as an antenna instead of trying to pick up on something by through meditation, through more spiritual, mystical means, right? We have crescent moon here. This is the moon in Libra, I believe, what this card represents. Hold on a second. This is also silence, right? To me, this swords card is one of like not speaking. The swords can represent communication, but in this instance, she's like closed off. And she's more using her intellect to like tap into the environment than to like express something. And also because we have a female figure depicted here, a female figure depicted, right? Or at least that's what this figure appears to me as. It's kind of also emphasizing the same thing, is that you're in more of a this is more of a receptive kind of state. Mine. I'm also hearing it's like mine, like somebody being kind of greedy, right? It's mine, mine. And then also a mine, like somewhere you go, and 10, right? Yeah, 10. Mine 10. Like I said, let's see, let's go back here. What did it say? Natural abundance. Tin is found principally in the ore cassiterite, mainly found in the tin belt stretching through China. Is also mined. Yeah, it is mined. Mined in Peru, Bolivia, and Brazil. Yeah, okay, so this is all making sense in some weird way. Let's get another one for this. It's very mysterious. Justice. Oh wow, like I said, Moon in Libra, and there's the Libra card, right? Justice. Justice. There's okay, justice is entering the picture. Something's leveling out here, something's balancing out. It's just a matter of waiting. Two of Swords is inaction related to the public, right? So it's almost like this is saying that tapping in is all that's needed. There's somebody outside of you who is looking into what's going on here with these farm animals, with this mine, with this confusing situation you found yourself in, somebody plotting, scheming, doing things, right, that may even be hurting themselves emotionally and they just don't realize it. All right, let's go to the 11th house. We have toes. Toes. 11th house is Aquarius, and it's about like community. It's also about the future. We have toes. Yeah, like dipping your toes into something. Dipping your toes into a community? Into like a new group of people? Okay, let's see what comes up with this. Ace of Swords. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's something honest here that you maybe have been like dipping your toes into. Yeah, I love the Ace of Swords. And look, the tip of the sword, right? The tip of the toes dipping into this crown, right? Get another one. Knight of Cups again. Okay, and that was in the 4th house before. Yeah, so yeah, this is you offering truth to a larger community of some kind or going into the future. You could see it as both ways. You offering the truth in emotional and something that you're communicating, right? Because nights are about action. So you're communicating the truth in some way, and there's some emotional element to it as well. You're just dipping your toes into this, into extending this offer outside of you into a larger community of some kind. All right, and then 12th house, this is Pisces energy. This is a house of endings, house of like the deep collective unconscious, right? Like an ocean of consciousness. And we have bit. A bit of something is like a tiny little bit. A bit is also a tiny little bit as it relates to computer science, right? A bit is like, 0 1 1 0 0 1, right? It's just one of those, a 0 or a 1. It's a very tiny part of the whole picture, right? The whole ocean, the whole collective unconscious. Let's see. 5 of Swords again. Okay, so we've got a connection back to the 8th house, right? And that's the water. What was the Queen? An offer, you offering something, talking, causes conflict, camera, and a bit, conflict. Something on camera, talking, causing conflict. Something to do with bits. I'm mostly getting this as like computer. This has to do something with the internet, right? Like I said, 7 of Cups. Some people see this card as representing the internet. It's like kind of like a dreamy landscape. The cloud, right? I mean, there's literally a cloud here, and this person's looking at it, looking at all these different things on there, trying to find the truth, right? Which to me is what this image, this person in the middle here represents. Through all the illusions, all the distractions, looking for something solid. A bit. A bit. Get another one. 9 of Pentacles. Wow. Well, whatever this conflict is, you're completely unaffected by it. You're just like, I'm good. I've been doing my own thing. I've been working on myself, been doing all my creative things, right? All the things that bring value into my life. Look at my little bird. Yeah, we have matching helmets. We're awesome, right? And then you have this going on right next to you. Oh man. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's so crazy that we have so many repeating conflict cards, like 5 of Swords, 5 of Swords. Sorry, not swords. I don't know why I'm saying swords. That's weird. 5 of Wands, 5 of Wands. 3 of Swords, 3 of Swords, 3 of Swords. And then 7 of Swords, which is not always a bad card. Sometimes it's just about planning and strategizing, right? But in this case, paired with the 3 of Swords, yeah. What an interesting picture here, Virgo. I feel this has something to do with it's very close to home, right? Because the castle, right? This is very close to home. But you have something to offer here, right? Fourth house. You're showing up as the Knight of Cups in the fourth house as a queen, queen of the castle, king of your actions. Okay. I'm going to go to my meditation impressions now. These are just concepts, words that I was hearing as I was connecting to Virgo energy while meditating. And yeah, so inseparable. Yeah, like I said, the 10, right? The image of the 10. It's inseparable. It's a reflection. Yeah, you are caught into your environment, into the situation, whatever it is. It's one and the same. You are part of it. You're some aspect of the whole picture. You are some aspect of the reflection of both sides, the inner and the outer. That doesn't mean that you are like the same as somebody doing something nefarious, right? It just means that it is showing you something about life in general, about the universe, about God, about spirit, whatever you want to call it. And you're involved in it. You are part of it. You're part of the tin can. Okay, yeah, inseparable. All right, let's see. And it's so funny. It's underneath the first and the seventh house. So yeah, everything I just said, just even more emphasis on what I just said. Let's see. The Chariot, the seventh major arcana. But this is victory. This is heart-led movement, right? I mean, look. And there's that square again, just like on the castle. Inner and outer, the square of the heart, the square of the castle. This is you being highly aligned, able to balance the light and the dark, move through paradox, right? Through deception, through illusion, have your own internal autonomy, your own spinning force of energy within you. It's protected, right? See the shield, the wings, divinely protected. You are in tune with the universe as long as you're following this heart space through the good times and the bad, right? I mean, the faces of Janice here, the smiling face, the angry or sad face, right? Through all of the emotions. Inseparable. Huh. All right. The next one is interesting. I heard pillow teeth, and I was like, what? That's so weird. Okay. But turns out it's an actual thing. And it's essentially just something you can use to put in your teeth if you have problems like clenching your jaw at night or if you have like TMJ. It's something you can put in between your teeth so that when you do bite down, you're not like grinding your teeth. It's like a pillow that separates, right? It's almost like a retainer or something, I guess, but it's more specifically designed to reduce the tension in your jaw. There's also something for kids that helps like their jaw grow like more for if their jaw is like kind of recessed or something. There's something called like tooth pillow or pillow tooth, and it helps them realign their jaw. So yeah, interesting that this is coming through. I don't really. Let's get some cards. Two of Cups. And this is showing up underneath the second and the eighth house. What's coming through for me is you might get into this mode where you're looking intensely into something and maybe you clinch. Maybe you like hold that tension of like not knowing and like trying to find something in your jaw. You might have issues with TMJ or just like yeah, grinding your teeth or something. It's really coming through just very like spot on. But yeah, two of cups. This is alignment coming together, produce something new. Hello, teeth. All right, let's break it down by word. Pillows are kind of like furniture, right? They're a type of furniture, and it's something you lay your head on. Something soft to help you fall asleep, to rest. So rest, and then teeth are, you know, they're used for processing food, for chewing. This came through on another reading. Teeth or tooth or something. I can't remember who it was for. But pillow teeth. Pillows are soft, teeth are hard. Yeah, dichotomy here. And look at that. Feminine, soft pillow, masculine teeth, hard, coming together, bringing the soft and the hard together, balancing opposites to create something new, or to come to a new conclusion. A new concoction, I'm hearing, because they're holding cups, right? Liquids, like mixing things together. The softness of processing something difficult. Yeah, there's a need for softness here in relation to whatever this is going on around you that's inseparable from you, right? Part of your life. It's part of your paradox, your journey. So there's a need for softness in relation to the hardness of the situation. Let's get another one for this. Page of Pentacles, yeah, that was your overall energy, along with the Seven of Cups. Yeah, there's that hard thing, right? The Pentacle, Earth energy. Make sure you're drinking enough water. That's coming through. That's always just, in general, good advice. But yeah, I mean, water can help. I mean, your mouth, when you chew something, it produces saliva in order to soften it, right? To make it easier to chew and digest. So yeah, water, and it's a very feminine element, right? Water is. So there's a need to dissolve something in order to remix it and produce something new. Solve et coagula, the alchemical concept of dissolution, right? And well, how do you dissolve things? Normally, it's some kind of fluid like water to help break something down so that you can turn it into something else. A softer approach. That's what's coming through with pillow teeth. A softer approach. Okay. Field swarm, I heard, and I was like, well, okay, that sounds intense, but all right. And I looked it up, and uh, something about a bee simulator game came through, and like tactics for how to get the best harvests using your bees to swarm the fields. Yeah, I don't know. And then also this came through Feldschwarm, which is this concept of these machines. They're like autonomous farming machines that are smaller in size, and you deploy a lot of them, like a swarm of them, on your field, and it's more efficient than having these big machineries that are like heavy and hard to move. You just have all these tinier ones that can do more work more efficiently. It was pretty cool. I had never heard of this before, but I guess they designed it in once again farming coming through, something to do with farming, but Farm Sim 19, yeah, Farming Simulator 19. Says this research project evolved into a vehicle for Farm Sim 19, a modular system consisting of a self-propelled and a tractor-drawn implement carrier. Yeah, I'm not gonna read all that anyway, but yeah, here they are. There's actually like images of these things. Autonomous robots, right? Meant to do something more efficiently. So there's something here about using a swarm of something in order to look at the field of what you are into. This could be related to your creative projects, whatever you've been working on, right? Because obviously you've been doing a lot of work. But there's a need to like deploy something like smaller bits, right? Yeah, 12th house, right? Bits of something. Break something down into bits, something big, right? 12th house, that's like the whole picture, the end, right? But take tiny bits of it and use them to scour the field. And when thinking about like knowledge, a field is like the whole thing, right? Scour the field with the swarm somehow, whatever that means for you. I mean, AI is coming to mind for me because you can nowadays you can deploy a bunch of different agents to do multiple different things or one thing in multiple different ways and then pick the best outcome, right? A field swarm, something to mobilize and scour the field in all different directions so that you can gain something faster, more efficiently. Yeah. All right, let's see. Planning. Yeah, 2 of Wands. Planning. Field swarm. There's a need for planning here. And this is also a card of not necessarily taking. I mean, planning is an action, but this is not. This is looking at what you would do in the world, not doing something in the world, right? Like writing out your steps before you take action. So it is a doing energy, right? Fire. And we have a masculine figure potentially depicted here. But it's a doing that is not really doing. It's a simulation. Yeah, farm sim. Yeah, it's a simulation. Field swarm. Interesting. Let me get another one for this. The Fool. Yeah, this is something new. Something maybe you've never done before. A new way of approaching something. A new cycle of approaching something that requires careful planning, which Virgo is very good at doing, right? So, hmm. Okay, let's keep going. I heard so essentially this is the word indigenous, but I heard it as indigenous. So like I looked up indigenous. It says originating, growing, or produced in a certain place or region. Native. Being a member of the original inhabitants of a particular place, of belonging to, or characteristic of such inhabitants. So something native, something homegrown, right? And then genius. So there's something that is genius or very smart, very practical, very useful about something that is like close to home. I feel this is related to the field swarm. All of these words seem to be going together. Inseparable, pillow teeth, soft approach, careful planning, deployment of tiny resources, right? A swarm. Instead of trying to brute force something, breaking it down into tiny pieces and then swarming. And using local resources is the smart move, right? It's the genius move here. Let's get a card. Yeah, there it is again, 9 of Pentacles. The bit, yes, it's all connecting here. There is something very successful about the resources around you, the local resources around you. Engaging them to go look into something, into a field, right? Interesting. Let me get another one for this. King of Cups. There you are again, right? You came through as the first house King of Cups up here with pencil. Yeah, pencil indigenous. This doesn't necessarily have to be actual things growing around you, like in your environment. This could be talking about things that are inside of you, right? Nine of Pentacles. 9 is all about, think of the Hermit, right? In Major Arcana, it's internal reflective energy. And emotions are internal too, right? King of Cups. Cups are emotions. So there's something here about what is inside you is like well informed. It's very smart. You are able to use this to deploy, right? Look at the tiny bird, right? Field swarm. Imagine you had a whole like swarm of these birds and you're like, right, you go here, you go there, you go there. You do this, you do that. This is in planning, yeah, planning. This is you being like, I mean, what was it? General? Governor. Yeah, a governor of a plan related to whatever's been going on with this heartbreak, this sadness, this grief. this manipulation, but it also requires you to be methodical and strategic, right? It's like a war. I mean, that's what it feels like. It's like a war. You have to be just as methodical and strategic as the other person is being, right? And you are capable of doing this. It's within you. It's indigenous to you. Okay. Next we had loading. Yeah. Once again, there's a emphasis on like digital technology here. So let's see. Loading implies something is like in progress, right? It's like been buffering, it's been kind of like loading for a while. You've been waiting on something perhaps. Let's see. Ten of Cups. Your Ten of Cups is loading. Oh, this is the ideal. This is the dream. Yeah. Neptunian energy coming through. Saturn and Neptune are very closely conjunct right now in Western and tropical at the very beginning of Aries. The 0th degree of Aries, right? Literally the beginning. Your Ten of Cups is loading. Get another one for this. The Star. Yeah. As a result of healing, as a result of your creativity, as a result of your authenticity. Aquarius, right? The future. Loading. The future is loading. I mean, it's always loading, right? The future is always loading. But it's like this very specific outcome is loading for you. Wow, that's so cool. That's amazing. Okay, I want to get a little bit more about this because this is a very powerful combo here. This is the most beautiful combo I've seen in this entire reading, and the fact that it comes with loading, like it's like how close is it, right? Like what percentage of loading are we at? I'm gonna ask this. What is required? So we'll even type it out. What is required to finish loading? Right? So let's see here. Perseverance, patience, right? Okay. Here, let's put this. Oh, I have to fix that. Sorry. That's my. See if I can just move this up a little bit here. There we go. That works. So, yeah, perseverance and patience, which I'm sure you've been very patient and perseverant through whatever all this is going on around you, right? Something's been very slow moving that you're not aware of, that you're not familiar with coming towards you related to all of this. But what is required? So, patient. Let's get another one. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, just patience. And not much action required, right? I mean, look, he's just holding on. He's not doing anything. He's holding on. Planning straight. He's looking out, right? Reflecting on all this energy. He's a little wounded, right? So there's some nurturing required here. Queen of Pentacles, nurturing and care. And also, this is a callback to that ninth house. This person, or these people, potentially more than one person here, that you don't know, bringing something solid to you. Resources, right? Cows produce milk, very valuable commodity. In the beef industry, they also produce beef, right? You look at it that way. But they're also very sacred animals in a lot of cultures and very highly tied to the sign of Taurus. Another earth sign, just like Virgo, right? Earth energy, very heavy here in this reading. So many pentacles. Lots of pentacles, lots of water, lots of air, a little bit of fire. Mostly just the 2 5 of wands and then this 9 of wands now. Oh yeah, and the 2 of wands. So patience and planning is all that is required right now. And just nurturing of your projects, the things you've been looking into, things you've been researching, right? But there's no like nothing is telling me that you need to like actually go and do anything. in order for this to finish loading. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Just keep doing what you're doing. Okay, and then finally I saw a grate, like like on the streets, they put those grates over the entrances to the sewer where the water drains through and it collects things, right? And so it's a filter, right? And that came through. I was like, oh yeah, great. It's a filter. But I was specifically seeing it as that, like a big metal fence, essentially, that like prevents things from clogging up other things, right? They're filters. So let's see. Ace of Wands. Huh. A new filter. New energetic filter. Wands, right? Fire, energy. A new energetic filter. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay, more wands coming out now. Four of Wands. Look, there's kind of a grate here. Protecting what you love. Protecting the castle. Yeah, the castle. Look, there's a castle in the Four of Wands there. Okay, yeah, there is a new energetic filter in place for you. And this is a result of the healing of the work you've been doing on your authenticity and just being yourself, leading with your heart, right? Right, the Chariot, Knight of Cups, your curiosity, Page of Pentacles, your research, speaking the truth, sticking with your truth. And it's loading this Ten of Cups star future for you. Connection, community. And all that is required is just persistence with what you've been doing, what you've been nurturing, what you've been healing, right? Wow, that's beautiful. So yeah, just make sure you're aware of those energetic boundaries and why you put them up, why they're there. And I think there's some advice here is to just keep them up. Like this is a good thing. Keep your grates intact, keep your filter intact. You know what is for you and what is not. So just don't forget. Don't let other people convince you otherwise, right? Okay. All right, I have two mishmash words. These are just words that don't exist that I hear when I'm meditating. They come through pretty much every time I connect with a specific sign's energy. So yeah, they're just fun. And I have some possible definitions for what they could mean. So first one was emblastored. Kind of sounds like plastered, but emblastored. So yeah, one, filled or renewed with explosive energy or creative force, charged with vitality after being spent. Yeah, so to me, this is speaking of this loading, right? Being spent, Nine of Wands, this is that tired energy, and then look what's loading. Ten of Cups, the star. There's that explosive, beautiful energy, right? Two, transformed through an intense burst of emotion or power. Yeah, the star, once again. And three, figurative, overwhelmed yet reignited. Nine of Wands to the star. They stood emblastered by the brilliance of the dawn. The dawn, something rising. A new dawn, a new day. Get a card. King of Pentacles, yes. Yeah. That's very stable. So it seems like you are going to be emblastered. I think that's what's coming through. You're going to be renewed with some kind of explosive energy, a creative force, charged with vitality. And you're going to be in this like King of Pentacles state. Where did he show up the first time? 7, furniture. Yeah. Rest through other people, right? Like I said, furniture, it allows us to rest, to sit, to lay down, to store our belongings, right? Very cool. Okay, let's see here. Let me get one more for this. The world. Yeah, completion. Yep. Big cycle ending. Leading to this. This status for you. This role. Okay. Last one. This one's kind of funny. Accukink or Accukink. Kind of sounds kinky, right? Because the word kink is literally in there. But yeah, so a precise irregularity, a deliberate flaw or twist introduced to create balance, humanity, or artistry in a system built for perfection. Yeah. So it's like intentionally injecting authenticity, because what is authenticity? It's you being yourself. It's you being like you, despite all of your quirks, your kinks, right? And that's not just a sexual term. Kinks are like psychological kind of like knots, right? Or like twistings, bendings, right? Two, a quirk born from precision, the place where accuracy meets individuality. I thought this is funny that this came through for Virgo because, yeah, very Virgo is very precise, right? And three, the small yet significant imperfection that defines authenticity, a person's distinctive deviation from their own ideals. Yeah. Small yet significant bit, right? 12th house bit. There it is. Small yet significant. Something is small yet significant. All right, let's get some cards for here. Oh, look at that. Eight of Pentacles. I believe this is Sun in Virgo, I think. I could be wrong about that. It's maybe Mercury in Virgo, but either way, it's a Saturn in Virgo. I could see that because work, dedication, specificity, right? Look at that. Getting into the details. Let's get one more. There's that planning again, yeah. Okay, so there's something here about all the tiny little bits of something matter. They're all very important, and planning on how you're going to tackle something, right? And doing the work of planning, right? It's like before you do, plan first. That's what's coming through here. And I'm sure you probably already have been doing this, but it seems like there's more emphasis. It's like do it more. Do it more. Do a simulation first. Right? Write it out. Think it out. Journal it. Concoct an attack plan first, right? Before you do. And do that for maybe more things in your life. If you've been doing it for some things, but not all things, well, do it more. Plan first, then act. I want to say attack. Plan first, then attack. I'm not telling you to attack a person. No, don't do that. Attack as in like do the thing. Like do it with vigor and energy, and knowing that you have a solid plan behind you, that maybe you even made multiple plans and you had to pick like which one you wanted to do, right? Yeah, swarm, field swarm. You have to swarm the field with plans, with ideas first, right? And get very specific about them, the bits. Get down to the bits. Filter out what is not needed energetically so that you can focus on this and just hang in there, because it seems like you're almost to the end of something. I mean, Nine of Wands is right before the Ten of Wands, which is like the end and the beginning all in one. It's the restart of the next cycle. The zero and the one, the bits. Yeah, the zero and the one. Right? Oh, okay. All right, Virgo. That is a really cool reading, and whatever's going on around you, I think you're going to be just okay. You're going to be fine. Especially if you lean more into this planning energy and just hang in there. Just keep focusing on what you've been focusing on, keep nurturing it, keep loving it, pouring your energy into it, and just hang on, because something is just a matter of time. Something is almost done loading for you. And it's a really good something. Ten of Cups, the Star. A very good something. So, wow, this reading went on for quite a while. I don't think I need to give you an oracle card. You already know what to do. The advice here is already pretty solid. Just plan more. Before you do things, just plan more. Do a simulation first before you actually do the thing. A dry run, right? Do a dry run first, they call it. And that is like pretending to do something without actually doing it. This is making me think of Nathan Fielder, his show. Uh, oh my gosh, what is it called? The Rehearsal. Yeah, a Rehearsal. He goes like way overboard with it, like to an insane degree, but it's very entertaining. If you haven't seen that show, you should watch it. It's crazy. But he essentially constructs entire environments, like he builds stages to rehearse life scenarios to the point where it's like, is this even a rehearsal anymore, or are you just like, is this reality? Like, what is going on to like a very high degree, right? I'm not saying do it to that degree, but that's what's coming through to me. If you haven't seen the show, check it out. It's very entertaining. Yeah. Anyway, all right. That is all, Virgo. So if you made it all the way through, wow, thank you. This went on longer than I thought. They lately seem to be doing that, but that's okay. This is how it needs to come through. So, but yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you need anything from me, check the links in the description or the pinned comment. As always, take care of yourselves. Keep your heart open. Bye.